Are we back? Because my PC, it said it just went into hibernation mode. Can you see me now? Are we back? Are we back? Okay, good, good, good. I don't know why my chat on OBS is like frozen, so I'm just gonna have to look on my phone for chat. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it said my computer just went to a hibernation mode. It said it didn't like shut off completely. It just out of nowhere, it just said it was hibernating. So like everything was like here and everything. I want to just double check to make sure like my overlays and stuff are working. Or my mix it up is working.
You're a psychopath who bakes for money.
No! Please, no. Whoa, why isn't my mix it up working? Oh wait, hold on. My audio, wait, did that work? Hold on. I think my headphones are messed up now. Alright, my headphones aren't connecting. So, I'm gonna play it through my speakers, then. I'm gonna play through my speakers. Because my headphones are not connecting properly. So I will, yeah, if you hear any, like, reverb because of, like, me playing the, audio through my actual computer speakers, I'm sorry. But let me know if it gets to be an issue. I want to see if I can hear this now.
You're a psychopath who bakes for money.
Send me the specs. Yeah, I will definitely do that. Okay, I can hear that. Can you hear, like, reverb since I'm playing my audio through my speakers? Yeah, I have not done any, like, customization with it. It's just it's a Dell, like, gaming laptop with an Intel i7, like, yeah. I also just told my dad, yeah, the first, I updated my graphics driver the other day, and that stopped the issue with it, like, blacking out of nowhere. And this is, I don't know, it literally just did this out of nowhere. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Anyways, yeah, I'm on a laptop. Yeah, I'm a laptop gamer. Yeah. Also, is the audio fine? Am I, not reverbing? I guess the game audio would like more reverb than that. Anyways, and I guess I can take off my headphones. Audio's good? Okay, that's good. But I'm still gonna put them on just cause, yeah. Alrighty, and what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume when? After the stabbing. Haha. Exactly, which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in the fight. Also, I'm just gonna check my task manager real quick, because the thing that was the issue before I updated my drivers is that the memory usage would just like be like capped. Alright, I'm using a lot of CPU. God, why is there so much stuff running? I guess a lot of like startup apps and stuff came back up. I don't know. Well, anyways, we're fine now. Uh-oh, got her. That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. The button was consciously pulled off after off the victim's already dead body. Oh no! What is the... Alright. What is the meaning of this, Wright? So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? To frame Matt! To plant it on Nat and frame him. We now know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip it that from the victim's body. That would mean the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Like framing Nat! Mr. Wright, does this mean? To pin the crime on guard. There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There was no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right, Mr. On Guard was set up by the real killer, of course. The real murderer? Who in the world is the real killer? Has to be Adrian. Is this really gonna be a one-day trial, I guess, for the Maya kidnapping plotline? But there's no way this case is gonna be resolved after this, right? The real killer would be... I don't know, I feel like my game is also a little bit choppier. At least the animations and stuff, but I don't know. Miss Adrian Andrews, I choose you!
Who's that Pokemon? It's Adrian Andrews!
Oh god! Are your eyes okay, ma'am? Did you, like, poke your eye out with that glass? Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then, what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally, and she did it after putting on the Nickel Samurai costume so her fingerprints wouldn't be on there. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room, and you had dinner with him and took the knife. Jeez, ma'am. How much is your optometrist bill? What about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found the body or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence into his own Hakama. I love that animation, it's so goofy. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. What about the empty guitar case? There's also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. The costume! The costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that is you! No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. It was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. Oh, yeah, but that's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out she had touched the case, they would have asked her, probably would have wiped it, yeah. She used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this Nickel Samurai is Mr. On Guard. Because she's small! It would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Ooh. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please stop. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? Are you okay? Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. She pleads the fifth. Isn't that pretty much admitting guilt? What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Oh, so you're saying it can incriminate you then? Well, yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Yeah, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. On Guard's room. Adrian Andrews! Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Was she told to plead the fifth by Von Karma? That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews not to testify if things look bad. You did a good job of proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. There's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? The motive. What's wrong, Wright? Right's wrong, haha. What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor, but everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did, in fact, harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corridor. Well, you gave me the reports on that, buddy. You gave me the reports relating to Celeste. So, I think Edgy wanted to help me win this case, because he gave me the evidence that I needed, at least for the motive part of it. I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But Miss Andrews, if you do that, would it be the same as... It would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. Uh-oh. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid, definitive proof. In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do. A recess! Another one! Oh my god, not tomorrow! No, we can't do this tomorrow. We have to do this now! If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then we have to do this now. Please wait, Your Honor, that's not necessary. Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not about that. Does Edgeworth know about Maya's kidnapping? I know you know who the real killer is, and you gave me evidence to prove it. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... Oh, does he not know? But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. But can we, like, show our proof here? Come on, Edgy, help me out. It is not impossible... Oh god, Edgeworth really loves Phoenix, doesn't he? Aw, helping him out again. He wants Phoenix to win this case. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true Miss Andrews holds the rights against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but actually, there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually, when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring. They are shaken, not stirred. Oh, Edgeworth coming in hot with the jokes today. So my actions were unnatural, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. Huh. Edgeworth, is he friend or foe? I just don't know. Little rhyme. Edgeworth, a man is dead! And he's making jokes like that. Alrighty. Oh, thank you for the stretch. I kind of need that. Oh, my neck just cracked. Alright. That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into that room and saw it in that messy state. Antoine, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, I thought that he was dead. Did you not notice the knife sticking out of his body? If it wasn't you and you didn't stab him with that little knife, would that not be of notice to you? I thought he had just fainted or something. When he realized... I feel like it'd be kind of hard to miss the knife sticking out of his chest. Why didn't you say so? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, there's nothing left. Your mind is an enigma. Just like Patrick Starr. and I found the body. But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. Then who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, there's a rhyme and a reason for anything. Can't you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed to you? Be quiet and listen. Uh-oh, they're tag teaming him. Is his room normally messy? Or clean? Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Florida? I understand your frustrations at not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. God, I love that he's being extra bitchy during this trial. He just wants Phoenix to be his absolute best, and he's pushing and he's poking and prodding to get him. He's trying to get him riled up so he'll come back swinging. He was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. That's weird, because there was a literal knife sticking out of his body. And what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix. And then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought. You thought he fainted? I thought he was asleep at first, but then the room was in such a messy state, I thought he'd gotten into a fight with someone. And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice. He always has a tomato juice to drink. And how did you come to realize that he was, in fact, dead? I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backwards, and knocked over the flower vase over. Yes. Huh. This is the absolute end for both sides. Alrighty. Wouldn't you have knocked over the glass, too, if you stumbled backwards as you claim? He was slumped over and sitting tired looking, and you're saying... The thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. There was a literal knife sticking out of his body, though. Would this be what we do? Yeah. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even this is what you discovered when you found the body? A literal knife sticking out of him. There's a knife sticking out of his body, yeah! Anyone who saw this would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. Got her. I doubt a single person in the world will make this mistake for someone who fainted, and then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, which was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. No! Fades out. It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt en garde, is not guilty after all. That's impossible, you're wrong! We're not even getting into the motive stuff. I know she said she didn't want, like, this to be, like, mentioned, kept to herself, because that is, like, a very, like, personal thing. But if we need to prove a motive or something, yeah. It wasn't me, I tell you! It was Matt, I swear it! He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so is that you might end up incriminating yourself. Oh my god, I just realized my light went out too when my monitor died. When my monitor turns off, the light I have plugged into it goes off too. I literally just noticed that. Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. Alrighty. Mr. Matt en garde's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Have we done it? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually, the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now, this is the first time someone hasn't. I'd like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt en garde. Uh-oh, are we getting into motive now? Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. Oh, yep, he knows about the reports and everything. Does he want all that aired out here? Jeez. That's kind of harsh, Edgeworth. I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through silence, Matt on guard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie! I don't believe you! What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over and Matt would never be declared guilty. Was she told that by Francisca or another party? You're too scared to speak about it. Yeah, Francisca. She's very intimidating, yeah. Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another. Because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Matt on guard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy! Oh god. All we have to do is get our not guilty. We don't necessarily have to prove it's her. Huh. Help, please, someone. Yes, Your Honor? The court can continue on like this, therefore I'd like to hear what you intend to do. Oh, no. Right? I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did, and what she did not do. And think about who the real master— oh, was someone else kind of like— someone else is pulling the strings. Did someone order— is the killer the real mastermind? Did he order Adrian to do this? Oh! Oh no! Is this where I could get a bad ending? I know I have to get a bad ending for an achievement, but which is the— I feel like we need to get the full truth out here. So, saving in multiple files. Let's start with forcing her to testify and get the whole truth out. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you're really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. Ongar would get an acquittal, but in his place you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet, how dare you? You're trying to trick me. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. Oh, is he gonna expose her past and everything? He's gonna do it for her and air out all her baggage, isn't he? Oh, Edgeworth! This is kind of a dirty card to play, Edgeworth. Oh, Edgeworth, you're really not gonna go there, are you? What is this music? What is this music? I'm so scared. Edgeworth! What are you doing? She specifically asked not to have this disclosed. And like, yeah, I guess it shows like a motive, but like still. Oh my god, Edgeworth! What are you doing? Yeah, the second part of the suicide report. You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature. Edgeworth! Come on! Yeah, she might have been coerced into this murder plot somehow, but oh my god! The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. I'm so scared. Edgeworth! Yes, because you would know all about choosing death, wouldn't you? Dude, come on. Just because you wrote that in a note and it turned out not to be true, that doesn't mean the same is gonna happen for her. Like, what if she really does try again? Edgeworth! However, before you die, I will pull the truth and you're still... Edgeworth is really going like full villain mode here, oh my god! Dude! Have some mercy! Have some mercy, my dude! Yeah, the music is just like a bop, and then like this is all happening, yeah! Oh my god. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a mad dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume. I guess because Lotta and Old Bag were in the hallway and you couldn't be seen going out of there. Old Bag was in the hallway, yeah. Yeah, both of them. Stabbed the body with a knife? Isn't it obvious to pin the blame on a certain person? A certain cowardly man! Match? It might take this court a little while to understand, but... this is the truth. The real killer is Matt, that scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Does he have something to do with Celeste? Huh? Huh? Corda's mentor, though. So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corda, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. So they're saying she did the stabbing, but not the strangling. She did it with the intent of framing Matt en garde for the murder. And this is her crime. How's this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to... Well, this is Ace Attorney, Phoenix. Even if we had to do this in one day, there's always a second... the real killer is always a witness that we haven't yet found. We're not breaking from the formula, aren't we? My god. Alright, I'm just gonna save in this first file. Yeah. You really thought he had fainted. But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say you didn't know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck. That scarf is a part of the Jammin Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. The real mastermind behind this has to be the killer. I'm also just now remembering about the card, the same card that Maya found in her little cellar. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came to mind was just to plant the knife. That was so you could get the knife, right? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes toward him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. Did you have, like, I guess you picked it up with a towel or something to not get your fingerprints on it? So you were the one to stab the victim with the knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now, what a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. And then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I use the button somehow, I can make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. Engarde's hakama. Yes, that's what I had planned to do, but things never go that smoothly, do they? You had an inconvenience. Is this old bag and Lotta in the room? Yeah. There was a woman with a camera at the ready loitering in the hallway. Yeah. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the Yep. I had already been caught and made it into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. That's why you put the costume on. You prepared the costume ahead of time though, huh? And put it in the day before the ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes. Juan wanted to wear the costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what is this secret? That I don't know. Anyway, I thought if I were to leave Juan's room in the nickel samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. Alrighty, so after that, she went back to Mr. Engarde's room and planted the button into Matt's hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck out of the hotel and got rid of it. My word, what does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Engarde. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francisca, because she wants to get him guilty. She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, that Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. But that doesn't prove Matt's innocence, necessarily, yeah. Right? It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of... No! This can't be over. Unless this is the bad ending. No! We didn't get a not guilty. Oh no. Maya! Oh shit. I'm so scared. Oh! Thank you, Edgeworth. We love you. Come on, Venus, you gotta give him a big ol' smooch when this is all over. Edgeworth. What is it? Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. It looks like a face, like sideways, like a brow bone and a nose. Nothing on the spiral side thingy there. Although I don't remember about the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now, I found it in the room on that day. The room. The killer. That day? Yes. Is that it on the table there? I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him. A calling card? I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? I mean, it literally is like a calling card of sorts. But as far as a clue to this case... Uh-oh, do you recognize that? Does Edgeworth recognize that card? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This! I can't believe you hid this from me all this time! I didn't mean to. I'm so scared. Oh my god, he knows that symbol for sure. Oh no! What in the world is it and what does it mean? Oh god. Wait, are we going into another day of trials? Because we had to get the acquittal in one day. I'm scared. Marty, I'm scared. What's gonna happen to Maya? And if I have to go for the not guilty thing, I wonder if that's what I have to do to get the bad ending per se. I'm low-key curious. I don't think I'm gonna go any further in the story today, but I'm curious. I want to see what happens if I try to go for the no. Oh! No! I overwrote it! No! I overwrote it! No! I overwrote it! I meant to reload it. Shit! Fucking hell. I meant to load it. God damn, I'm gonna have to redo this entire thing to see what happens. If that's how you get the bad ending. God damn it. I can't believe I did that. Oh, I guess I'll do this on my own. Replay the entire case and get to that point. Well, we're gonna end it there then. I can't believe I did that. I just wanted to see what would happen. I can't. Well, we'll continue with this. We're set on this path, so we'll continue with it on Wednesday. Yeah, so that's all. Thank you all for being here through all this blundering and everything. So yeah, thank you all. Have a